Good morning. I'm sending this video because I'm not going to be able to attend our class today, and today I had an assignment. I am going to be working under the Managed Business Analysis Performance section of the paper guide of the Business Analysis Body of Knowledge, the BABIC guide. I'm working from the paper guide that we received. So let's begin by talking about performance. I actually looked up this word in the dictionary, and performance is the execution or accomplishment of work, acts, feats, etc. So I'm believing that in the BABIC that they are talking about managing your business analysis performance, which is the work. So I sent you guys a crossword puzzle. So I was very innovative about how I wanted to do my session. And I did send the answer key to the session as well. I did at the end, I'm going to start from the bottom up just to review what we had in this section. I did forget to put one of the words in the crossword puzzle that's in the answer key, and it's the last one. We're going to talk about outputs first. The one that was omitted from the puzzle is business analysis process assets. And on the answer key, the answer was BAP assets was actually a word in the crossword puzzle, which is not there. So just to talk about that output, that basically looks for recommendations to improve the analysis of the performance, which is mean the work that should yield satisfactory results. So basically, I believe under that section, it just basically means that after you do your work there, you would look at perhaps looking at a way to analyze how to improve and have satisfactory results by giving recommendations. So we do that a lot at DFW. We look for ways to look at things that show that it's not satisfactory in our analysis work and then seek results for satisfaction in the future. The next term, and this is going to be on the crossword puzzle, and this is section 2.6.7 in the Guide to Business Analysis Body of Knowledge. It's going to be number 14 down, and the answer was BAPA, which is the answer in the puzzle, and that stands for Business Analysis Performance Assessment. This is also an output, and it looks at plan versus actual performance and quantifies the efforts required to finish the business work analysis. Now, I find that sometimes it's true when you're working on planned activities versus actual activities for business analysis. I do think that sometimes the effort takes longer than what's typically planned, but we typically try to squeeze it all in. But we do move the schedule, and we do make assessments to help in an effort to finish the work in a planned manner, but we also may have to look at quantifying the performance of the work that we're working on. The next one, we're going to move up to section 2.6.6, which talks about stakeholders, and we've talked about those a lot. So the puzzle was a little tricky because we only had the answer sponsor in the puzzle, and in the answer key, I gave the locations. So in number 2, down on the crossword puzzle, sponsor, which is a stakeholder, and usually the person that addresses issues. They look at ways to improve the performance of the business analysis activities. They truly take a big part in the project. And in this section, they basically look at performing. How is the business analysis being performed? And looking for ways to improve the activities that it takes to get things done. Moving up to the crossword puzzle 11 down, we're looking at the project manager, And the answer and the key was Project M, which stands for Project Manager. That was the answer in the crossword puzzle. And this person is accountable for the success of the project and the reports to the stakeholders. So we see that all the time on all of our teams at DFW. We're still in section 2.6.6, 15 across, implementation SME. And in the answer and the key, it's implementation S is the answer. We have some other folks that go along that line, the operational support and tester, but the answer is implementation S, which stands for implementation SME. And that stakeholder depends, they depend on the stakeholder. That stakeholder depends on the performance of the business analyses activities so that they can perform their roles. So we have a lot of implementation SMEs at DFW and us as testers as well. We look to help with how the BA worked actually helps us do our role. Moving up to the next stakeholder, which is in section 2.6.6 as well, and it's 4 down on the crossword puzzle, and that stands for end user stakeholder. And the answer is NU, which is the end user. And they set expectations after learning the performance of the business analysis activities. So they actually use the application and they expect for it to perform with the features and functions of the system as they need to utilize them. So we have a lot of end users at DFW as well. Moving up to the next answer, which is still in 2.6.6. It's 3 down on the crossword puzzle, and that's the domain SME, which is DOMAINSME. That's the answer in the crossword puzzle. And the stakeholder there set expectations after learning the performance of the business analysis activities. So again, the SME is another one that's going to be setting expectations after looking at the work that's done by the BA and their activities surrounding it. Moving up to section 2.6.5, we are looking at the techniques, which there are various. I'm just going to kind of go over the techniques that we have listed here. So the first one, and I'm looking at 20 across, which is number 2 in the techniques